I know that you who hear my singing could make those freedom bells go ringing. I know that you who hear my singing could make those freedom bells go ringing.
And the crowd goes wild, tell them. Thank you very much. Okay, at 1 o'clock here, which is coming up shortly, we do have the unveiling of the wall. So we want everybody to be a part of this. The way we're going to start this off is, I want everyone to be aware that this whole garden started about 4 years ago. And so how we're going to start off with the unveiling of the wall. 4 years ago, the Mike Cribbets, who is the General Secretary of the Scottish Rite here, his wife was watching TV, and while she was watching TV on the news, she was watching a news clip about a community garden. And that's when she called Mike in, and she told Mike, hey, here's a great idea for us to do out at our yard. And Mike, first of all, looked at it and he said, you know what? We can't get the guys to cut the grass, so let's put a garden in there.
Okay, wait a minute. Okay, did they get a permit to build this wall? I don't know.
Yes.
Wait, are we ready? Are we ready?
Yes.
Okay, ready? Let's count down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Keep pulling. Yes, here we go. Applause, applause, applause. Applause, applause. Massive applause. Anticipation. Okay. A little bit more. There it is. Is that beautiful or what? Yeah, big applause. Once upon a time, Jill Karlin gave birth to the idea of painting a mural wall for the Gray Mockingbird Community Garden. Her concept was to recreate the Garden of Eden, a theme, and then the Tree of Life as its focal point. As the mural evolved, the depictions that included all of the Florida's flora and fauna. The project moved along very slow at the beginning, and soon it started to take on a life of its own. Jill needed help. She put out the word, and as only women and their call to arms can achieve, local artists and volunteers answered that call.
My name is Jill Karlin, Butler, and about a year and a half ago, Brian showed me a picture of an aeroponic system. And in between the aeroponic system was a blank space. And I said, why don't I do a tile mural for that blank space? And Brian said, sure, great idea. So I got Dell Tiles to contribute 1,000 tiles to the project. January last year, we picked up 1,000 tiles. I set them up in the dining room at Scottish Rite's Masonic Lodge because Mike, the director, and I'm sorry if I don't know the correct name, the grand director? Just Mike, allowed me to do that. And so I set them up at the Scottish Rite's Masonic Lodge on tables, and I started numbering them. And I have a full-time job. So As I started painting the tiles, I started with the left side of the mural there, which says the benefits of a community garden, which you all might read because it's quite important. I realized that I wouldn't have time to complete this mural by May of last year, because that was the day of the centennial celebration here at the garden. So I said to Brian, I'm really sorry, but I'm sorry to disappoint you. I will not be able to do this 1,000-tile mural by myself by May. And he said, yes, you will. And I just was like shocked. And so he said, why don't we get more people involved? So I went to the Lake Worth Art League, and I asked the Lake Worth Art League if they could send out a mailing and ask people to become involved in the tile painting process. A couple of people showed up at the garden. Many were naysayers. This morning when I woke up, I pick an angel card every day. And intermixed in my angel card, there was one little piece of paper, and I picked it up, and it said, from Matthew, with God, all things are possible. So all the naysayers can continue to say nay, but this was truly with God's intervention. Then I picked up another card, the real angel cards, and it said beauty. And that's my whole mission in life, is to create beauty, and to create gardens, and to create art. But I have another mission, and that mission is to create artists. And while I worked on this mural, various people came to the fore, and I said to them, like Jeannie, the comma story, who's a writer, and Jeannie said, I can't paint. And I said, Jeannie, you're a writer. You can make a comma. I will show you how to make a leaf. And that is how this whole thing started. People who could not paint could paint a leaf. Even Greg, who cannot paint, can now paint. He painted a leaf and he painted a bug. The mayor painted a leaf. So many artists were born, and this fulfills one of my missions, which is to not just teach art, but to create artists. So people who have otherwise been disempowered perhaps, and who are at home alone, can come out and work in my garage at any time, and there's a project going on where there's a mural being painted or something exciting going on that they can put their hands to, and I can help to create artists. So the garden also is creating artists who are making beautiful gardens. So that's another part of our mission that's being accomplished with this mural. This mural is also brought together so many people from the community, like the commissioner was saying, people who otherwise might have different political views. All of that was dropped. There was no political thing going on at the painting sessions. People just came. There's another part of the community that came together. Those were the people who didn't paint. Those were the people like Paul and Mike, who every day brought us food. They prepared sumptuous, beautiful, incredible meals and created food for all of the people who were working on this mural. There were also people like Terry Brockovich, who worked with Rhonda Hewitt, who's in England right now, who worked on numbering. Now, as Terry said to me yesterday, as the last tile before the last tile went up, he said, you know what, Jill, you know what I'm happy about today? I said, no, what? He goes, that I don't have to move another box of tiles. Those tiles have been moved from the Scottish Rites Masonic Lodge to my garage, to the Scottish Rites Masonic Lodge, to my garage, back and forth probably 10 times. Every time there's a gun show here, we have to take down all the tables, put everything apart. That's a pretty big project to move 10 times. So that's been going on as well. There have been people like John Faust who came and have been filming this and putting this on their websites. People like Mark Easton who have been publicizing this in the Lake Worth Herald so all people in the community know that it exists and they can be proud to be a part of it. That's what this whole thing is about. Buttons Brockovich, who tirelessly has organized this whole thing, aside totally organizing and totally putting her, she was one of those other people who didn't think she could paint. Buttons started out day 1 with 1 leaf. Day 2, 2 leaves. Day 3, 20 leaves. Day 4, she's done so many parts of this mural. Mary Jane, Ursula, all of these people have contributed so much. Ann Mutart. All of these people have been giving every day of themselves, not, as I said in the beginning when the naysayers were there, they said, who's going to pay for this? I said, it's not about money. This is not about money. This is about people power. When there is the will of the people, anything can get done. There was so much goodwill involved in this project to make this thing happen. Brian Kirsch, the director of the garden, has kept a smile on his face every moment of the day. And he has, Brian Kirsch, the director of the garden, has not only kept a smile on his face every day, he's kept everybody else smiling and makes jokes and, you know, gets everybody laughing. But Brian never has let one naysayer affect him at all. I said, Brian, this mural's never going to get up by February 16th. The next day I was out here, he was digging the ditch. I kid you not.
All over this land, I'd sing out danger.
Thank you all for coming out here today for the local food, local garden event. We really appreciate the whole community coming together. It's an excellent opportunity for neighbors get to know each other. Here at the Gray Mockingbird Community Garden and here at the Scottish Rite, we're here not only growing food, we're here growing community.